Hi everyone, I'm Shambhavi from Unshackled and welcome to my channel. This is my first YouTube video and before I go further into the video, let me tell you what this channel is going to be about. This channel, I would like to use this platform to talk about things that we face on an everyday basis or on a bigger basis, which is related to our emotions and mental health. That being said, I will not be talking about any kind of disorders because I'm no expert on that field. Everything that I say on the channel is my personal opinion, and these opinions are formed through my own experiences, the studies that I have done, and through working with different people. And that's all we're going to talk about: the kind of mental pressures we go through on an everyday basis, the kind of things I have suggested people use that have worked for them and that has worked for me, and stuff like that. It's a more discussion based channel, but from time to time I hopefully will be able to get guests talk about more fact oriented topics, but we'll get to that a little later. Let's begin the video. So today I want to start this video by talking about the feeling of being stuck in life, and that could result due to numerous reasons, the basics of which is basically the same. You feel lost, you're feeling lost, you're feeling like you are at the bottom, like you can't possibly get out of this, or things can't go worse than this. This is just a desperate feeling of loneliness, being stuck. There's a lot of resistance inside, and you don't know what to do, right? You have tried a lot of things and it's just not working out, and it works for some days, but it's not sustainable. And I'm going to talk about things that I have done and people around me have done. I've suggested to people that I've worked with, it has worked for them, and I'm going to tell you step by step what are the things you can do to begin moving out of that place of being stuck. The first thing is to take ownership. The thing is, you have to understand that you are the sole responsible person for your own reality, for your own emotion. I know it's a harsh pill to swallow, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you blame other people, how much they are triggering you. That's all okay, but that's not going to change your reality. Talking about that, thinking about it is not going to change your reality. The first thing you need to do is take ownership of your life, take responsibility, which means you take responsibility of your sadness as well as your happiness. Like I said, it's very, very difficult, but understand that it's very, very important. The second step is to stop listening to the negativity your mind is spewing. Understand the enemy is not outside of you, it's your own mind, which is telling you a lot of things. It's telling you that, oh my god, you're stuck. Oh my god, this is never going to change. Oh my god, that person is making me angry. It's because of that, this, blah, 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 blah. And while I'm not saying that external factors do not affect you, that you should not feel certain way, but understand that this is not a permanent reality. That means that whatever is happening right now, however negative it is, it will change. And you need to believe that. And that's why you need to stop listening to your mind. Your mind is honestly your biggest enemy. At least in this context, it is. It's your enemy right now, and you need to turn that to a friend. For doing that, right now, you need to understand that your mind is like a child who does not understand, who's working on very basic primitive functions, and it's going for the instantaneous things, focusing on the instantaneous reality. So to get out of that feeling of negativity, you, for the moment, have to, for the most part, ignore your mind. Ignore when it says that things are shitty. Ignore when it says that nothing is going to come out of this, you are not going to get better, and stuff like that. Let it go. Let it go and speak things like that, but do not believe it. It's a hard thing to do. But just become very, very conscious of what your mind is telling you. Just listen to it like you would have listened to a toddler who's just saying whatever is their reality, and that's kind of about it. That's all you got to do. You don't have to believe it. It will take some practice, but this is a very, very important thing to do. The third thing is accept your emotions. When I say accept your emotions, I mean to say that you have to become non-judgmental, and you have to stop being conditional with your emotions. Stop telling yourself that emotions are good or bad. They are none of that. Emotions are just that, emotions. We are humans and we are designed like this. We are going to feel at any given moment of time something or the other. You cannot escape that, right? An emotion in itself is not a good thing or a bad thing. You feel jealousy, you feel anger, and those are very, very natural human emotions. You should not be scared of that. What creates negativity inside of us, is the fact that how we react to it. If you're angry and you're shouting at someone, breaking things, picking a fight, that will obviously create a negative environment. It will make you feel worse about the situation because it's not solving anything. So you need to stop doing that. Plus, we have a tendency of judging things. We have a tendency of telling ourselves, oh, this is how we're supposed to be, we're not supposed to be. Don't go by all these stupid rules. We are all humans and it's very, very natural to feel emotions. So at this point in time, you just need to accept that you're feeling certain way. If you're feeling low, tell yourself, yes, I am feeling low, and it's okay. Don't judge yourself. Be very, very kind with yourself. Look, I'm sure you have tried this method in the past where you have suppressed your emotions, you have told yourself you're not supposed to feel that way. And I am 110% sure that it has not yielded any result in you. It has not stopped you from feeling anger. It has basically manifested that anger in different other ways, which is not healthy coping mechanism. So it's much better to just accept the fact that we are going to feel emotions and feel it. Just feel it. Just make sure that you're not distracted. Don't go for any kind of distraction. If you're feeling sad, sit in the moment. Tell yourself, yeah, I'm feeling sad. Yeah, that's about it. There's no next step to that. Just kind of feel, and that's about it. I know it will be just the sheer feeling part of it will be difficult. It will be heavy, but I understand that we need to go through it. You need to row the boat. You need to swim through the water to get to the other side, and this is exactly what it is. Don't take it too seriously. Don't take it too casually. It is what it is. Just feel it. Now that you have come to acceptance of your emotions without judgment, the next step is to observe. When you're observing your emotion, you're not just observing the feeling it is creating in your body. So for instance, when I am anxious, there's a heavy feeling in my chest and I feel really constricted and caged. It's a physical manifestation of my anxiety, and it gives me the physical cues, because sometimes what happens is when you are in the eye of the storm, when you're feeling the emotion in its entirety, you tend to kind of block out everything else, and it becomes really difficult sometimes to kind of do or think anything beyond that basic bare primitive emotion. And when you accept that this is what you're feeling, eventually you'll reach a point of an observant. So you will see that you're feeling it, and you are very, very aware that you're feeling it, but you'll be able to observe other things as well. Other things being whatever is going on in your body, whatever other connecting thoughts you're getting. And by observing them, you'll be able to reach the root cause of it. Because understand that while there might be external triggers, so for instance, a person could trigger your anger, but at the end of it, they are not the cause of it. The cause is somewhere inside of us. It's nothing external. The emotion itself cannot be created. It already exists within us. It's triggered by something, and it's a good opportunity. It's a good time when it's triggered to see where is it coming from. I'll give you an example actually. So a lot of time when my mother visits me or I visit her, there's a lot of resistance within me, and I have a difficult time adjusting. There's a lot of fights that I have with my mother, and in one of her recent visits, when I was observing this feeling of irritation and anger that I was having around her, there was a moment of aha where I realized the anger was not because she was there. I mean, she was the trigger of it. But the reality is, I was expecting her to change and behave in a certain way. And when she was not doing that, not doing what I expected of her, I was reacting in a negative way. I don't want to use the word negative, in a way that was not constructive. I was reacting with anger, and that day, while I have not entirely have control of that anger yet, but because now I'm observant, I do not lash out on her. I do not, my tendency is not to kind of shout at her or misbehave with her. I'm trying to understand and uncover it within myself and work on it. This is what I'm been working on with my therapist. So that's what you need to do. You need to observe where exactly it is coming from so that you're able to recognize the root cause of it. It's only when you understand the problem you'll be able to kind of solve it, right? This is exactly what we're doing. So once you figure out your problem and understand that this is not a linear process, this is vaguely the kind of chronology you need to follow, but you would not be able to figure out everything at one go, right? You will go through this process in a cycle. So let's say that you figure out one problem right now, and once you're able to recognize the root cause of it, you need to start working on it. Now the thing is, you might be wondering, I'll give you a solution, and how will I do that? What I've observed in my own experiences with myself and other people is that people have solution to their problem. They know exactly what they need to do. However, they have a problem getting to that point because there's a lack of clarity sometimes in what the exact problem is, or sometimes just a lack of self-esteem, self-doubt. You don't believe what you're thinking. So this is where I come in to tell you that you have, I'm not even making it up, you literally have all the answers, because to this point, to this day in my life, whatever problems, especially the emotional problems that I've faced, I genuinely have had the solution to myself. Half the time I just didn't believe in it because I have had a lot of self-esteem issues. And it's only through experience and practice that now I trust my instincts. And that's exactly what you need to do. You already have the solution to your problem. And even if you don't, this is not even about finding the perfect solution. This is about working on it. So at this point, you only need to have a vague sense of, okay, this might work. And you need to start working on it. Because this is where a lot of people get stuck at. They understand their problems, but they're unable to motivate themselves or drive themselves to that problem. And here is where I say that this is where you need to push through. There is no shortcut to this. It's not gonna be like, oh, I'll have the motivation to do it tomorrow and I'll do it tomorrow. It's not gonna happen. Motivation is not your key. Your key is you have to push yourself, and that's what it is about. If you really, really want to get out of this place, if you're really that desperate, you will have to drive yourself. And that's the sad reality. Unfortunately, there is no shortcut to this. Now that we have come to the point of action, the next thing, the next key ingredient is consistency. Now, the interesting thing about consistency is it doesn't look consistent. It's not like if you decide to say work out every day in the gym, it would not look the same literal effort every day. It will not be the same exact kind of food you eat every day. The point is, you need to make small efforts. You need to make some effort every day. Little bit will make you go there. The thing is, nothing happens overnight. And we all know that if it was possible to do it overnight, a lot of us would have already done it. We would not be here. So we already know that consistency is the only way to go that way. But it gets scary because I remember I used to be like, okay, how will I gather the courage? How will I be able to do it every day the same way I'm doing it today? And in my journey, I have understood that you might falter. Actually, you would falter. If you start trying to build a new habit, you would falter. You would do it for 4 days, and the 5th day there will be something that will come up, or you lose your motivation, whatever it is. What happens in this 4th day is when people kind of fuck up. People then decide, oh, actually let me not put that on people, let me put it on myself. I used to decide, oh, I fucked it up on the 4th day, and now there's no point in continuing this because I have done it already. Let me do whatever. I'll start tomorrow, and that tomorrow never comes, and that's how you get trapped in this cycle. But the key is, even if you fuck up on the 4th day, you don't be too harsh with yourself. You don't be judgmental with yourself. You have to be a little strict, sure, but you don't have to be judgmental with yourself. You tell yourself, okay, this is what has happened. I can't change this. Let me learn from it. If I'm able to observe how it got triggered, maybe I can change it the next time. But more importantly, it doesn't matter if I fucked up this time. I have to get back to it. That might look like you going to the gym the second half of the day or the next day, or you adjusting it in some other way. The key is eventually you will stop telling yourself that it's matlab, the leeways that you get, like you fuck up on Monday. When you stop giving yourself the leeway, you'll be like, okay, if I'm not gonna, might as well not fuck up, right? And that gap between like 3 days ka acha din jana and then fourth day pe you fuck it up, that will decrease. You'll see that 7 days you're on your streak, and then maybe they fuck up. Then eventually with habit it will be 10 days and maybe one day fuck up. Fuck ups are okay, man. The thing is, consistency means that regardless of what happens, and fuck ups included, you keep on going. You keep on going, doing the small little things that you should do. Take 5 minutes out of your day. I shouldn't even be here trying to convince you to do it, because you're here because you are suffering. This is not about anybody else, anything else. This is you suffering at the most basic of levels. If you're not happy emotionally, it's very difficult to focus anywhere else in life. So this is something you need to do for yourself. I shouldn't be here telling you, motivating you that why you should do it. You already know that you should. I'm telling you this is the way. I know the obstacles that come along the way, which is us, our own minds telling us that we can't do that shit. But you have to tell your mind to shut the fuck up and get to work. So that was it for today, guys. These are the steps you need to follow to kickstart, to get away from that feeling of being stuck in life. This obviously is a very general idea that I gave, and I tried to target the basics of emotions, the things that I know everybody feels. These are the kind of obstacles everybody feels. Feel free to write down in the comments if you're facing something else that I might be able to help with, or reach out to me. I'll give you the links to my website and every relevant social media links for you to follow me. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, and if you have a suggestion for a next video, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you later.